Hey friends, today I'm going to talk about 10 tips that you need to know in order to have a successful cross-country move. These are all the things that I wish I knew when making my cross-country move from New Jersey to San Diego, California, and I'm just putting it all in a video with tons of tips and tricks, and I'm going to boil it down into the very simplest method that you could possibly use in order to make your move as easy as possible. If you have a notebook, pen, and paper nearby, I highly recommend writing down this list as an overall checklist for your move and just go through it, and slowly you'll see as the months go by, you're gonna start checking off these items off your list. So before we get started, I'm just gonna rapid fire the list of things that I'm gonna talk about, and then I'm gonna go into further detail about each of those things. So number one, you gotta figure out where you're gonna move. Number two, find your new home. Number three, start scheduling your goodbyes. Number four, figure out how many items you'll need to ship. Number five, schedule a shipping method of your choice. Number six, start packing. Number seven, set aside items that you'll need at all times. Step number eight, set up your renter's insurance and other documents. Step 9, shop for your new mattress and or furniture. Step number 10, make sure you have a very comfortable first day in your new home. All right, so now let's talk about each of these, and at the end of the video, I'm gonna give you a few random tips that I have and that I wish I had known. Step number 1, figure out where you want to move and be flexible. Being flexible is the most important part. I talked about the journey of how I came to the conclusion that I wanted to live in California, but if you haven't checked out that video, it's the first one in this moving series. I'm gonna link it right here and in the bottom bar below so that you can check that out. But the SparkNotes version is that I thought I was gonna be moving to a town about 20 minutes from home, and I actually didn't even want to live there when I truly soul searched when I was about to sign my lease, and that's what made me realize that I wanted to move on the West Coast. So if you're not being honest with yourself about where you actually see yourself and where you would like to move, that has to be the first step, because if not, you're gonna spin your wheels and you're gonna waste a lot of time. This place isn't good enough, it doesn't have this, and you nitpick. And make sure that you're flexible with where you wanna move. So if something doesn't work out, for example, moving 20 minutes didn't work out for me, I kept looking. You're never gonna discover that place that's truly gonna light your fire and you're really excited about moving if you don't allow yourself the wiggle room to think about moving to these different places. Even if it's something as crazy as to another country every month, those are very possible and viable options. If you want to do those things, just be honest with yourself, and trust me, the universe will provide all the puzzle pieces perfectly aligned if it's something that you're meant to do. Or that's what I believe anyway. Step 2, find your new home. So before you do any of the other steps in this list, you have to find the apartment that you're looking for. So I'm going to link in the bottom bar below all of the different tools that I used in order to apartment search. The description of this video is just gonna be chock full of stuff for you guys to look at. For this move, I used YouTube a lot to check out a lot of different parts of San Diego and what they looked like to see if I'd wanna live there. I looked at vlogs for Encinitas and Gaslamp Quarter and Little Italy to see what the vibe is like, see what kind of people live there, what the median age range is in those places. And then I also piggybacked that with using apps like Zillow and apartments.com that helped me find what apartments were available for rent in those areas. So that combination together, this part is gonna take a lot of time, but be patient and it'll work out. Once you've found your new apartment, congratulations, you've signed your lease and you're ready to get these wheels in motion. Step number 3 is to start scheduling your goodbyes. And I know this is kind of early in the process because we haven't done anything with moving and shipping and packing and all that. But honestly, if you have a lot of friends back home, or if you're moving from a place where it's your family members that live with you or live nearby, and it's gonna take quite some time to work around everyone's schedules to say your goodbyes. So as soon as you know you're moving, start planning those things, because once you're down to the wire, you have no choice but to almost be selfish, and you have to focus on getting yourself to your next destination. So I highly recommend getting those goodbyes out of the way at least a month in advance. Okay, the next step is to figure out how many items you're gonna need to ship. So I had the issue of not knowing how I was gonna get my items to California from across the country, and not knowing exactly how many items I even had in order to know how to ship them. I didn't know if I needed a pod container that was gonna be massive, or if I could just ship it in a few boxes. Look around your room, your apartment, and set aside those things that you know you're absolutely gonna take with you. Even if you don't start packing them right away, just clump them in little corners containers so that you get a sense for how many boxes you're gonna end up having or what kind of a shipping container size you will need. Step number 5, once you figure that out, it's time to secure a shipping method. You need to know how exactly you're gonna get your items to your destination. I used 3 different methods to get my items over here, if not 4. If you'd like to know what those are, comment below and I can make another video on it. Step number 6, you gotta start packing. I know it's really hard because it was hard for me. Like, I would just look at all this stuff and be like, okay, I know all this stuff has to go in this box, but like, how do I put it in there? Is it gonna get damaged? Do I wrap it? Like, how can I fit it? Like, you're playing Tetris to figure out like how it's gonna fit in there, but just slowly but surely get it done. A little tip that I have for you, don't make your boxes heavier than like 40-45 pounds, because I made this mistake. My boxes ranged from 50 to 60 pounds. I had like 4 of them, but they were heavy as hell and it was such a pain. Honestly, thank God I had people around me that helped me, because I don't think I could have done that by myself. Another mistake I made that I really hope you don't make, I basically packed like mugs and glassware in between like my clothes in every single box. I don't know if I watched a YouTube video where someone did this or where I got this idea, but every single one of my boxes was fragile. I don't recommend doing this. It's really annoying. Step number 7, this is gonna vary a lot depending on how you're moving, but the tip is to set aside items that you're gonna use the absolute most and that you're gonna be packing last. So for me, those items went into my carry-on and into my check bags. So when I arrived in California, I knew I had those on my person and I would have access to them while I waited for my car to be shipped and for my packages to come in through the UPS. So let's say you're doing a cross-country move. These are the items that you're gonna take with you in your car. So you're gonna need them while you're driving cross-country, and you're gonna need them once you arrive, as soon as you arrive. Step number 8, set up renter's insurance and everything else that you're gonna need to support your move. So for me, this was renter's insurance, the first rent payment. This is usually a cashier's check, the internet, gas and electric service, water, etc. So all of those things, you're gonna wanna start to set them up once you're winding down in the packing process, because you want them to be turned on when you arrive in your new home. You don't want to be struggling on your first day without having necessities. So start getting those accounts situated. Step number 9, we're almost there. Shop for a new mattress or furniture. I decided not to take any of my furniture. If this is possible for you and you've had your furniture for a while, or you just want to design from scratch, I definitely recommend leaving your furniture behind for a cross-country move. It's just so heavy to lug pieces of furniture. It's going to cost you so much money, and there's a chance that you can get something better, if not equivalent, for the same price that you're shipping at. So I didn't bring any furniture with me. I only brought my belongings, but I did shop for a new mattress about 3 weeks out from my move. I picked it out and I had it scheduled to be shipped to my apartment on the day that I moved in. So this is really nice because no one wants to be sleeping on a sleeping bag on their first day in their new apartment. Number 10, this is your first day in your new apartment, and the tip is to make sure that you're fully set up. So these are the items that you're gonna wanna have, or the things that you need to have completed by the first day of your move-in in order to have a comfortable day and a comfortable night's sleep that first day. So you want to have your utilities turned on. You should have a bed. You should have sheets for your bed, pillows, blankets, comforter, all that stuff. Even if you go shopping on your first day and go get those things and pop them in the wash. You're gonna want a night light or a lamp if you don't have any lighting sources in your apartment. This is something that I messed up on. The last few things are Wi-Fi. If it's really important to you for your job, for work, or just for entertainment, make sure you have drinkable water. Your toiletries, like if you need soap to take a shower or like shampoo and conditioner, let's make sure that you have your towel so that you can dry yourself when you get out of the shower. All right, whoo, that's everything. Those are all the tips I have for you. These last few things didn't really like fit into those categories. They're kind of random, but they're also very important. The first one is, while you're going through this process, if you do not know anything, just call. Just call the place that you're like confused about. Like if it's shipping and you gotta call like UPS or FedEx or something, if it's a mattress, you don't know how that works, like call the place and they will help you. Any roadblocks that you're facing, do the research. Like, it's not like it's never been done before. If you're struggling with something, someone out there has dealt with it and they can help you figure out how to overcome that hurdle. Don't let yourself get discouraged, and don't let yourself get hung up on the little details. That's like the main point of this video. Like, I'm not going to tell you how to find an apartment or how to pack your stuff, but there's other videos for that. This is like the overarching idea of like how to get yourself out there wherever you're going, and how to make it a very breezy process and not get hung up on the little things. It's impossible to anticipate the little twists and turns that your move will take, and you need to just be flexible and go with the flow. It's like, don't try to make it perfect. This is a messy process. Just go with the flow. Trust me, you'll be a lot healthier and happier if you do. And this is coming from someone who loves to plan and know the future. All right, those are all the tips that I have for you guys. If you like this content, or if you want to follow me around, I'm posting daily content of my life in San Diego on Instagram and Snapchat. I'm gonna put those links down below. If you have any questions about moving, concerns, or just want to chat, pop a comment down below. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts or what you're struggling with right now, and I can hop in there and maybe try to help you or provide a resource for you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye!